Welcome to CoolTrade Radio, home of the robotic trading revolution. In the stock market, the cards are stacked against you. CoolTrade gives you the tools you need to dominate the stock market through automated trading. Learn to fight back against the powers that be on Wall Street using their own weapons. With CoolTrade, the game has changed in your favor. And now, your hosts, Pace Ellsworth and CoolTrade CEO, Ed Barsano. Welcome, everyone, to CoolTrade Radio. I'm Pace Ellsworth. I help people manage their assets. I'm always looking for better ways to help people there and try to find ways to make money in the stock market. That is a common running problem. People just sit there, they buy and hold, they leave their money in savings accounts or in CDs or in treasury bills, and they're just not making very much on their money. They could also just leave it in their retirement plan or have somebody else manage it for them, and they're losing on their money. I want to shift gears for everybody. I want to talk about automation. Tools that now can do things for you better than any human can. I want to play a clip where Ed Barsano, he's the creator of CoolTrade that we're going to talk about here today. He talks about how the CoolTrade system just keeps taking profits, and it gives people the opportunity to minimize their risk in the market and maximize their profit potential. We'll play clip one.
Keep taking profits. That's how casinos keep adding adding new wings on. They just keep taking profits. You know, taking those quarters as you put them in the slot machines. It doesn't take a lot of them. 5% and 10% a month. You should see how easy that is. If you're taking $50, $100, $150, $30, $22, you just keep taking profits and watch how fast that adds up. And the CoolTrade software does that perfectly.
Awesome. All right, real quick before anything else, I want to get people the phone number. Just write this down. We know you're going to use it later. It's 480-787-2777. That's 480-787-2777. Just send us your name and email or go to CoolTradeRadio.com. We want to get you a free report, show you how to make money with CoolTrade. Thank you. Ed, we've got Ed online.
Oh, hi, Pace.
Ed, talk to us. How long ago was that video, and is it still true today?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, that it was a few years ago, but it's even more true today. The software's been out for 10 years now, and the strategies have really been refined, and we've come to the point where we've actually evolved past indicators. It's really all about money management, and the secret is just keep taking money. Someone ran their auto trader. I hear stuff every day. People, like one guy sent an email a few days ago, say, "Hey, Ed, I made $7,000 today." Now, that's not every single day, but if you're taking even a few $100 a day, even $100 a day is $25,000 a year.
Yeah.
The auto trader just takes and takes, and it's like finding money on the ground every day. You just pick it up. I mean, you admit you would if you found it on the ground. So what is the difference between the ground and the stock market? It's when you have automation, it just takes and takes.
Right. People are not breaking their back trying to learn the market and create a strategy that's so fine-tuned that analyzes every single bit, right?
Yeah, there's too much there. People think that they need to know all that. I hear people say all the time, I've been busy. I mean, you know how to play checkers, chess, Monopoly, Risk, Stratego, Canasta, Pinochle. We know how to do all these things. Yeah. Everyone knows how to do all that stuff. There's no one that doesn't know how to play poker or play Monopoly. But when it comes to the stock market, they go, well, I've been busy, and I'm like, stop. I finally, I've been analyzing this now for 10 years, talking to thousands of people. And what I realized is they think they have to know more than what they have to know.
Right.
For instance, I took the Series 65 and the Series 7, to become a stockbroker. Mm-hmm. And in neither of those exams did it even tell me for a second how to pick a stock or how to make money in the stock market. Right. It only taught me how to be a broker, how to make money off clients, how to get their clients into the market, and it wasn't about making money for the client. And once I automated the market, I realized that the software is doing something that no broker does, that people don't do, and that is take money every time you see money.
Right.
The software, and it's not rocket science. I mean, when you buy a stock Pace, think of this.
Yeah.
If you buy a stock, say you bought it at $20 a share.
Right. It's not like Bank of America where that's at now. Something like that.
All right.
Yeah.
So even Bank of America is perfect. So you buy the stock at 20. If it say it goes to 21, you have 1,000 shares. You just made $1,000.
Yeah.
It's that simple. You didn't make it go up. It went up by itself. And then you sold it. You didn't find a buyer. The software just sold the stock. And I mean, the stock market is just the transfer of money from one account to another. And these stock prices are moving around, and it has nothing to do with the company.
Right. Yeah. We want people to grab that value while it's there. So most people, they just leave their money in the market and say you've got a slew of stocks that matches the Dow or something like that.
Like a mutual fund or something. You got half the stocks are going up, the other half are going down. You're not even making any money. Wouldn't it be nice to take money off the table every day of your life?
Yeah. So one day the market goes down at 100 points, or it goes down 1%. And then the next day it goes back up 1%. How much money have you made if you're the average investor?
Nothing, because they haven't done anything.
Right.
It doesn't even mean. Think about it yourself.
They're sitting there, little roller coaster. Yeah.
Everyone should think about this. If you're listening to us right now on the air, think about it personally. When that Dow is down one day, or even this week, it's down a couple days in a row. Does it mean anything to you? And then tomorrow when it's back up 200 points, does that mean anything? To me, I'm in heaven because my auto traders I know are loading up. They're buying more shares at these lower prices, and I know it's going to dump it all tomorrow, and I'm going to make all that money. And it's real money in my bank account just sitting there.
All right. Well, if you want to know how to make money every day, or at least every week, we're not talking about trading once in your life, hold until the end and then sell. We're saying make money every day, make money every week in the market. We got a free report for you, 480-787-2777. That's 480-787-2777, CoolTradeRadio.com. We just need your name and email to get you in here. This is a report. We're trying to get this to as many people as we can. Again, one last time, 480-787-2777. This is CoolTrade. It's an automated stock trading. And so we're actually talking about, it's like a robot. Okay, so you hear about automated cars now, and they can actually drive people. You pick the destination, and it just takes you there. And it handles the bumps in the road. It handles the curves of the road. Okay, and this is the thing. We're trying to automate your life. You don't have to know, you don't have to know the inner workings of a combustion engine to know how to get from A to B.
I don't know about you, Pace, but when I get in my car, I don't stop and think, all right, what should the fuel to oxygen mixture be today based on the humidity? I let the computer do that. I mean, this is baby stuff here. This isn't even rocket science. I mean, stop thinking that the stock market's this complicated game. The fact is, it's numbers going up and down. It's birds pecking randomly. Quit trying to add logic to it. The only logic you need to know is you found a $50 bill on the ground. Are you going to pick it up or not?
Right. You have a computer in your car right now that controls so many more systems than you thought it did. You probably have a computer in your refrigerator that controls the temperature.
Not mine. It keeps freezing up.
Well, you got one in your house and your thermostat. So there are there's computer chips everywhere. Why don't you automate the market? So I'm looking at a report here. I think you just got this story today, Ed. Somebody has an account, and we're going to be talking about this the whole episode. But we've got. I think you mentioned this too, just trading one stock that's volatile. And we're saying, okay, so Facebook investors would be happy if they bought and held from a few years ago to today, right? It's gone up tons since its IPO, but you would have made not 3 times your money since then. You would have made maybe 30, 40, 50 times your money if you were trading it actively. So let's look at how this strategy is formulated. It's look like he's basically every time the stock goes down, 1%, 2%, he's buying, and then it goes up, and then he sells. Almost every single day he's making $100, $200 a day. Some days he's making $500, $1,000 in one day. And this doesn't take an astronomical amount of money to make happen. Most investors out there have $50,000 or $100,000 in their account that they're investing. They're not trading it actively. They're just letting it sit there, and the market's going down, the market's going up, and they're not getting any benefit out of it.
Well, one of the biggest problems, Pace, what you just now described, some people may not understand it. Here, if you guys are thinking you put all your money in Facebook and then it drops, well, then you don't have any money to add when it goes down. See, this is the power of the auto trader. It does money management for you. So it only puts maybe 10% of that money into Facebook. Now, the other 90% of the money is still sitting in cash. So when that stock drops down, the auto trader has enough money to add to the losing position, and then that bottom position stays separate from the top one. So now when the bottom one goes up even a little bit, it's pure money. It's free money. So it goes up a little bit. The software sells it, takes that profit. Now you can buy and sell at the lower prices all year long. And even if it never went back to the original price, the original high price that you bought it, profit-wise, you've already doubled your money, even though the stock is still lower than where you originally got in.
Right. So some people feel like they're lucky if they're making 2% a year on their money. We're talking about making 2% a month, 2% a week, or 2% a day, some days, on your money.
It's all up to the market.
What
does the market want to give you?
Yeah, and all it is you have a strategy that's defined, and it's just doing its job automatically. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't need to consult with you after you've set the rules the first time. And so this is what we're trying to talk about here is CoolTrade. It's a system that Ed developed. He created it. This was years back, but he's been developing it. He's been managing this constantly. He's always making changes, always making improvements as the users come back to him. And we have these strategies here. You actually don't even need to reinvent the wheel. These are strategies that people have already made, and they're happy to share with you. So no experience required, no programming experience required, no trading experience required. Somebody can actually get 2%, 5%, 10% a month, or maybe some weeks in the market instead of just waiting till the end of their life for that.
Yeah, well, Pace, what you're saying, when you mention 2% a month, 5% a month, that's how people talk when they're talking about CoolTrade. They talk about monthly returns.
Yeah.
You know, if you were talking about a bank account, you say, what, 0.5% a year, 1% a year? How do you even, how many decimal places is that per month? I mean, do I have to go out to get a fraction of a cent or a fraction of a percent per month? It's just, it kills me, you know. With CoolTrade, it's, you know, people say 5% a month. I'm making 5% or I'm making 10%. Really, it's up to the market. You won't make 10% every month, obviously, because the market, you know, it depends what the market does. Really, the market is just numbers going up and down. Quit trying to apply any logic to the market. It's birds pecking randomly.
Awesome.
It's just numbers going up and down. Take advantage of it.
Right after this break, we'll give you the phone number.
Wouldn't it be nice to find a $50 bill today? Now imagine finding $50, $100, even $500 every day. The money in the stock market is the same as the money in your wallet, so when your stocks are up, why not take the profit? But who has the time to monitor the market? CoolTrade does, on your computer. CoolTrade, one of the only fully automated stock trading software platforms available to the public, does it all while you're out living your life. Pretty simple, pretty smart. CoolTrade.
All right, so you just heard that. We were just talking about how people are taking monthly, daily profits in this. We're not talking about making, hoping that the market's going to go up this year. We're not. Sometimes I say, I hear buy and hold, and I talked to that about this a couple years ago. It shouldn't be called buy and hold. It should be called buy and hope. That's all you're trying to do. You're going in this year. You're working. Someone takes part of your money out of your paycheck and puts it in some account. You don't know what's being traded, and they're just doing it for you, and they're taking out 1-2% a year. Whether your money goes up or down, your money could go down. They're still going to take out a management fee. We want to get you a free report to show you how to do this, where you're actually taking profits every day. Keep taking profits. This is CoolTrade, 480-787-2777. That's 480-787-2777. We'll get you a free report. We can also get you on a presentation, a demo, to show you how this works. And we'll get you a discount on the software. There are people right here that use CoolTrade that even when the market crashes or has a small dip or one of these big dips that we keep seeing 200 points, 300 point losses in one day, or it goes 5%, 10% down in a couple days, or in those big crashes when it goes down 40%, 50% over the course of a couple months.
I live for one of those.
The thing is, when that happens, usually if you're buying and holding, your account's going to go down 30, 40% or more, People that were heavily invested in tech stocks because they thought it was hot lost 85%, 75%.
In the 2000 crash.
In the 2000 crash, yeah. People that were heavily invested in finance lost a ton. They lost over 50, 60% in 2008. But people that were invested in CoolTrade,
running CoolTrade auto traders.
running, yeah, that's right, yeah, running an auto trader on their computer that's trading their brokerage account with a couple of our brokerage partners. Some of them effectively didn't lose any money on the way down because they were.
Oh, by the time it hit the bottom, they were actually up.
They could actually make money while the market's going down.
And they're not shorting the market pace. They're still betting. And I hate to use the word betting because you're not gambling. I don't look at the stock market like gambling. Right. It's just simple money management. They're actually buying stock and then selling it profitably as the stocks are going up and down while the overall market is going lower.
Right. So if you look at you might look at the chart for a whole year and it shows the stock just goes straight down. You zoom in. You look at what happens on a daily basis and you see every time maybe the stock could be going down for the day, but it goes up multiple times during that day.
The stock charts look like an EKG chart. Yeah. And look at all those dips and troughs, and highs, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. That's all money. That is the transfer of money from one account to another with no product in the middle. And greatest invention in the history of the world.
Yeah, it is. I mean, automation is changing our lives in all these different ways. I mean, you just think, you know what a car is? It's an automobile. Before people had to Fred Flintstone, or they had to get a horse. They had to feed it. It might not work one day. Might not want to. And when you have somebody managing your money, or you just have it in a bank, it's not working for you. Or you might have to be working through someone that might not want to work that day.
Pace, the fact is, you wouldn't let somebody walk your dog, really, a stranger,
right?
Or watch your kids.
Yeah.
But yet you would walk over and just hand your life savings to a stockbroker because he happens to have a tie on.
Right. You might not even know who it is.
And you're just going to hand him your life savings and say, here, please invest my money for me and make me money. And then what kills me is when I present in front of audiences, after the market's already been up now, 2-3 years in a row straight up, I hear people still saying that I haven't recovered from the last crash yet.
Right.
That just freaks me out. If you haven't doubled your money since that last crash, there's severely something wrong.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but that is gambling when someone says, okay, I'm going to take all my money and put it on black, right? Yeah, just put everything on red. That's gambling when you're buying and holding everything and you're just letting somebody else manage it.
And then when the stocks go lower, what are they doing? Selling it all at a loss? It's like, why would you ever do that?
Right, yeah, you're locking in your losses when you take a stop loss. So we're actually talking about a strategy here, and I'm going to talk again about this one. I'll just give you a few examples here. So this is one of our users, and so we keep doing. This came up because we do support on all of our users. Anything you need, we're there to do it for you. Okay, to fix the just to make sure your system's working.
Well, Pace, this client was bragging about his returns just today. That's why we're even talking about him.
So he's bragging about it. So here's the thing. He opened this back in March. So since March, 9 months, he's made $60,000 in this account. Okay, so an average trade, we're looking at something like this. Going back a couple months.
Well, you know what, Pace? That's not even, when you talk about the $60,000, that's closed positions. That's not just his account happened to go up in value because the stock prices went up. The stock, actually, this particular one, he's just trading Facebook. So the numbers are just going up and down. I mean, it went up to over 100. It came back down to 90. It's just going up and down, up and down, up and down. So he's just taking money literally either every day or every other day, every few days, whenever he buys and sells. And the software does that automatically for him. So that's $60,000 that he actually has in his pocket.
Right. Yeah, so we're looking at this. We're saying Friday he actually sold 3 times. He made $255, then $210, then $195. Monday made $380. Today he made $180. This is insane, guys. We've got these strategies here, and you can have these strategies. They're included as part of the system. Yeah, that's not a problem. We'll give it to you, and you just adjust it based on the amount that you have to invest.
It automatically looks at your account balance, and you run the strategy that says, this is the top strategy for my account balance, and whatever your account balance happens to be, that's what it runs. And what's interesting, though, is I don't want to make it sound like this is magic or something, like this is so wonderful. The fact is, it's just numbers going up and down. This is not rocket science. The stock market itself is not rocket science. You don't have to know all these technical indicators or know all. I mean, you already know Facebook's a good company. Fine, trade the heck out of it. Bank of America, good company. Trade the heck out of it. Microsoft, they're not going anywhere. Trade the heck out of them. As long as they stay in business, they're going to give you money every few days for the rest of your life. It's the greatest. I didn't invent the stock market. Don't blame me. I mean, I use electricity, and I didn't invent it. I'm just happy it's there. I love to turn on my lights, but I didn't invent it, and I feel real thankful that I have it. And so, like I'm saying, the stock market, I didn't invent it. It is what it is. It's numbers going up and down.
If you want to get more than 10% a year on your money, if you're actually looking to get something like 5% a month on your money, so 50%, 60% a year, this is possible with CoolTrade. And
probable.
Oh, it's probable. We've got strategies in here that are doing this, that are doubling your money every year.
CoolTrade is a sharing system. So there's a feature built into the software that I put there since I'm the programmer. Back in 2007, it says I'm willing to share my strategy. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, I was humbled when so many hundreds of people checked that box that says I'm willing to share.
Yeah.
So the top strategies just rose to the top. By 2009, it just became a money machine. People sign up. Anyone who signs up nowadays doesn't fiddle around changing strategies. They just grab the top strategy that's right in front of their face. You just put a checkbox in front of it and say, I want to run that one. And then you turn on the auto trader and walk out of the house and watch what it does all by itself.
You can have this strategy. It's included with our system. And give us a call. It's 480-787-2777. That's 480-787-2777. This is CoolTrade. And you could also go to CoolTradeRadio.com. All we need is your name and your email to get you started. And you can call or text. We'll give you a free report. We'll give you a free demonstration, and we'll see if this works for you. But the fact is, it would work for everybody to have to not lose money when the market goes down, to have to, that they could actually have the opportunity to make profits on a daily basis or at least a weekly basis.
There's no barrier to entry in the stock market. Anybody can join the stock market, no education required. All it requires is money, right? And like I said, the software automatically does the money management. And I challenge anyone, actually, send email to us. Tell me what scares you about the stock market. If somebody smashes up their car, you say, wow, that guy smashed up his car. You don't say, well, I'm never going to drive again. But when you hear that somebody lost their money in the stock market, right away, for some reason, you think, well, that's dangerous because he wasn't educated or whatever. No, he put all his money in at the top, and it went down, and he sold it all at a loss. That's the same as smashing up your car. He made a mistake. He should have only put his toe in the water at the top or wherever. And so you buy a stock, it drops some, the software automatically adds to the holdings and trades that bottom position, LIFO, last in, first out. So it doesn't matter if the stock goes up a nickel, a dime, a quarter. It really doesn't even matter. It's like I said, if you're walking down the street and you find a $5 bill, are you going to really look at it and go, well, what percent of the money in my wallet does this represent? You're not going to do that. You're just going to pick it up and move on. That's the stock market. It's common sense. We know how to do everything in our life based on common sense. But for some reason, when it comes to the stock market, we go, well, I've been too busy to learn it. No, because you're watching TV and you're thinking that it's more than what it really is.
Yeah, or you might be one of those people out there that's trying to trade the stock market. And you're sweating every day because you're like, oh, when should I buy this? When should I sell it? I get in the position, oh, well, it went down. Well, I'll hold on to it a little bit more, so maybe it'll go up again. Then it goes down even further, and then you say, all right, but you put all your money in on this.
And that's the mistake. They went all in. The software automatically puts your toe in the water initially, maybe buys 100 shares. Stock price drops. It buys another 100. Now it can trade that next 100.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter what it makes.
Yeah, CoolTrade automates your money management. So let's recap this strategy. We're talking about Facebook. If you got Facebook 8 months ago at $85 and you held it on to today, you might be pretty happy that you have, you made 20. It went up $20. So 85 to 105 roughly.
Oh, all right.
So you made $20 per share. That's huge. Depending on how many shares you put in, that's great. But you could have traded it 175
Is that
times.
it? 175 trades.
175
and now,
times.
but bear in
That's
mind
almost
also,
every
it's
single
a dollar
trading day. Yeah.
using autoshares.com, which is one of the brokers that works with CoolTrade. It's $1 a trade. $1 to buy, $1 to sell.
So yeah, we really want to get you the CoolTrade system here. You can learn all about it at a free demo. We'll also give you a free report. This is CoolTrade. Ed Varsano made it. Thanks, Ed, for being on here. We just want to give everybody the phone number one last time. It's 480-787-2777. That's 480-787-2777. Give us your name, email. Yeah, talk to you soon. Thanks for listening to CoolTrade Radio. To see a free demo of the CoolTrade automated trading system, call or text 480-787-2777. That's 480-787-2777, or go online to CoolTradeRadio.com. CoolTrade does not give stock trading or strategy advice, including buy, sell, or hold recommendations. Any communication from CoolTrade personnel relating to the operation of CoolTrade is only intended for education purposes, running the CoolTrade platform in simulation mode. Unique trading experiences and past performance do not guarantee future results. Before trading in a live brokerage account, you should test your strategy in simulation mode and speak with your financial representative to ensure that the strategy is suitable for your investment profile. To contact CoolTrade for more information, call 480-787-2777 or go to CoolTradeRadio.com.